Is that how you pronounce it?
Purnululu.
Purnululu National Park, commonly known as the Bungle Bungle. Just on the track coming in. The 50...
What's it like?
Shit. Putting it mildly. It's pretty treacherous. Up and down creeks, corrugations. It's only 53 kilometres, but we've
done about what, 5 water crossings?
Oh, more than that, I reckon. Okay. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Well, it's 53 kilometres. We've got about 5 or 6 to go, and we have been on the road how long now?
2 hours and 45 minutes.
There you go, almost 3 hours. So it'll be 3 hours by the time we get to the visitor centre to basically get into the national park.
But not everybody drives like you. They say
No.
1.5 to 2 hours.
Yes, but I drive to the road conditions. That's why nothing ever goes wrong with the car.
Yes, I'm not one changing a tyre, so you can drive however you want.
Yep, and we've seen a few tyres on the side of the road, haven't we?
We have.
Yep.
Beautiful so far, but we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, g'day everyone. We're at the Bungle Bungles. That's the Bungle Bungle Range. It's just out here in front of us. We've pulled up for the night. I just thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown around our campsite for the night. As you can see, we're clearly experts at this. What do you think of it, love?
A bit rustic than what we're used to, but it'll
Yeah,
do.
yeah, a little bit amateurish. We've got our swag down here, which is all good. Just getting stuff out of the truck. Got the camp table. Yeah, don't worry about it, Wayne. Doesn't matter how much I paid for that. Stuff going on here. Got the pump system, so I've jimmied up a bit of a shower for tonight. So we've got the old typical garden hose. Runs down through the kick-ass pump and through the outlet. Got a bucket. About 25 litres, heats up some warm water, and that plugs into the battery around here. We've got ourselves a portable shower. So yeah, that's what we're doing for tonight. Next couple of nights, we've got a busy schedule ahead of us, and looking forward to it. That's what everyone else is doing out here. The reason we're roughing it is because you're not allowed to take dual axle caravans into this national park. So anyway, we'll catch up with you later. Hey, no. Hey. Oh, there we go. Wash.
Off the side of the car, got the pump going. It's very nice after a long, hard day doing some of those hikes we did today. And he can have a beer while he's in the shower. Outdoor showering.
And with a bit of Led Zeppelin going on in the background. Yeah.
This is living.
Yeah. walking through the Echidna Chasm, the things we go to get a perfect shot. I've got my trusty camera and tripod, making our way to the spot. A little bit gnarly, as you can see. It's pretty treacherous. And I think this is the best spot. It's got a sign down there saying you can't go any further. And it's just further up here. So anyway, I'll keep making my way. You can see the light starting to come through, and we'll capture that. You've got to climb through there to get to the Echidna Chasm. Let's climb. We're into it. What was that?
I was talking about this. It's got all the gear. Yeah, but no idea.
Been one of the challenge one, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think they got the grade one.
Yeah. What's the class 5 called? Grade 5, is that what they call it? Yeah.
Is it? I didn't think it was class 5.
Yeah. She's pretty, it's pretty gnarly, isn't it? Oh, there's the decking area. It keeps going. Surely it's not far now. Wow. Wow. This is it. A bit of a hike. Down through there. All the way up. Wow. The view out there, pretty impressive. And Amanda is just down there somewhere, in there somewhere. Wow. This is cool, nice breeze. Down there, yeah. Job done.
It's Cathedral Gorge and it's stunning. It's something that you can't even imagine in the middle of where we are.
G'day everyone, how you going? Welcome aboard this breathtaking helicopter tour. It's over UNESCO's Purnululu National Park, home to the iconic Bungle Bungle Range, which everyone should be aware of. As we lift off, I'm actually awestruck by this unique landscape. It's unlike anything else on the planet. While it's been home to indigenous peoples for thousands of years, it was actually only discovered by geologists in 1983 for the rest of the world to see. Below are the stunning orange and black striped beehive domes that really do stand out, which have been sculptured by millions of years of erosion. I marvel at the deep gorges and lush hidden valleys weaving through the rugged terrain, which is very, very difficult for anyone to get into. The dramatic beauty of the Bungle Bungle Range reveals its geological history at every twist and turn as we fly over this majestical landscape. And from up here, the scale and splendour of the Purnululu National Park are truly awe-inspiring. If you're venturing into the Australian outback, this is an absolute must-do. To fully appreciate this geological marvel, experiencing it from the air was an unforgettable adventure for Amanda and I. So I really do hope you enjoy our flyover of the Bungle Bungle Range. G'day everyone, how you going? We're up here at Wolfe Creek Crater, where it is blowing a gale. It's quite windy up here. Actually didn't realise how much high ground there is here. Amanda's over there getting herself organised for a walk, but she's pretty windy. Anyway, we'll have a good look, have a wander around, get some video as well, and see what Wolfe Creek Crater has to offer us. We'll catch up with you shortly. Cheers. We're going to do the rim walk, but as you can see, it's pretty blowy out here. So it says about 2.5 hours, so 3.4 kilometres to walk around the top of the rim. So here we go. There's Robin, there's Greg, and there's the darling wife. And water inside. Almost 2/3 of the way around, and she's pretty blowy up here, but out there is the Tanami Desert, which is not far from here, so it's probably where this cool wind is coming from. And yeah, pretty awesome sight to see the water inside the in the crater there. Considering it, the evaporation rate's pretty high up here, they're looking pretty good. Greg was just exposing himself, sharing his himself, I suppose. We'll blur that out, I think. You're on camera.
Yeah, the shit out of him, no?
Smile.
Oh, the kids are...
So what did you think of that, love?
That was very good, very interesting.
Yep.
Beautiful.
G'day everyone, just a quick update on our travels. We were out at Wolfe Creek Crater yesterday, which was the 29th, I think, of July 2024. And we've come back into Halls Creek to get some supplies and do an email, do some mail through the Australia Post. And the ram wouldn't start. Turns out it looks like it's a fuel sender unit. So the fuel pump, currently it's getting worked on. I'll just turn around. I'll show you over there, just in the distance. You can see in the hangar over there, the ram's getting up on the hoist, getting looked at. We actually got in yesterday. We're trying to obviously find a ram part, so probably my advice is carry a spare fuel pump with you, because they look like they're pretty rare, particularly the Mopar original fuel pumps. So we're camped up in the salvage yard belonging to the Toyota service dealer here, Pete, who's been absolutely wonderful with his partner. Have bent over backwards for us, so big shout out to you, Pete. You are an absolute legend for looking after us. So we've got our caravan just in here. He's given us some power, we've got some water, so we're just sitting in here. We are fully covered by RAC insurance and all that sort of stuff for towage and all that sort of stuff, but being the peak season, you know, to get into Broome or Kununurra or anything like that, it's going to be pretty tough, and not to mention the towage and all that sort of stuff. So it was just easier to probably hang out here for a couple of days to see if we can get it fixed. Anyway, I thought I'd take an opportunity to walk around his yard. It's quite sad. Some of these are cars have been a result of fatalities on the highway, which is always a tragedy. But there's some gold little nuggets here. I'll just point a couple out to you. Let's turn the thing around. Brilliant. Let's say this is the square. So this is the old Caprice here. What an awesome looking car that is. Another Land Cruiser. A couple little gems in here. We've got a couple of Nissans. Big 4.5. That one there on the right. It's pretty awesome. All up in his salvage yard here. And yeah, if you're into doing some fixer-uppers, he's the place. He's always open for a bargain, I think. So yeah, check it out. It's certainly worth it. Pretty good stuff. And a big shout out to Pete and what he's doing for us as well. So we cannot thank him enough. But we'll keep you updated to see where we're going and where we're at as we try and get our ram back on the road. Also a big shout out to Thor Mechanical, Andy and his lovely wife Kim down there in Pinjarra, who we've been talking to around the fuel pump part, particularly getting the right number to get the right fuel pump for the ram. So yeah, we'll keep you posted and updated. Cheers. G'day everyone, I thought I'd give you a quick update off the back of our Wolfe Creek Crater and our breakdown at Halls Creek, where we ended up staying there for 5 days, trying to figure out why the ram wasn't working in terms of the fuel. We'd turn over, but it looked like it was starving from fuel. What we ended up doing is, there's the fuel relay switch here and the fuse as well, and we checked that and moved them around to see if that was potentially the issue. It turns out that that wasn't the issue. It appears that it may have even compounded the problem. So what we did is the battery was turned off and we disconnected it because we ended up draining the battery, which is brand new by the way. It was only about 3 weeks old. So this is now 4 weeks later. We're here in Coral Bay, enjoying the weather down here. And obviously we managed to solve the problem. But how we actually managed to solve the problem was by disconnecting the battery and reconnecting. It would appear that has actually reset the system in terms of the codes, particularly the main one, which was obviously turning the car over in terms of the fuel. And that got it going. I still had a few codes on the dash, but those weren't limiting the ability for the car to drive. So what I ended up doing is with those codes, I ended up using my code reader, which is the King Chrome code reader. Great piece of kit, works well, no issues, simple to use, and it really does clear those codes that you don't necessarily want hanging around on your dash while you're driving along. Cut a long story short, basically by turning it off, which is what we probably should have done in hindsight, once the car wouldn't start, was disconnect the battery, considering that there was no obvious fault or error in terms of the fuel. We even checked the fuel line down the bottom and it was getting fuel, so that kind of eliminated the pump. So you could argue it was a bit of a gremlin, I suppose, inside. I also noticed it was quite dusty inside here, so that may have been a contributing factor as well, considering the amount of dirt that we do on the road. So in future, what I'll probably do if I do get that kind of similar fault again is I'll disconnect the battery to see if that actually then, by reconnecting, re-fixes the fault. Because the fault wasn't obvious on the code reader. Even these cheaper ones compared to the obviously brand ones, you know, the ones that the mechanics use in terms of their faults, that seemed to show everything working well as well. So overall for me, it ended up not being the fuel pump. It was what appears to be just a fault through dirt or whatever the case may be. It did cost me 5 days and it cost a few $100s, but got to thank Pete at Halls Creek for his hospitality. It was second to none. Got to thank Andy and Kim down at Thor Mechanical in Perth for their advice and support and assistance. But overall, if you have this problem and you're not getting fuel into your to start the car, I should say, that potentially may be a cause. But once I get back to Perth, I'm going to go back to Thor Mechanical. We'll get a complete check. If there's anything that stands out in terms of what I'm saying now, I'll certainly let you know. But overall, doing the little test in here, identified the fact that there wasn't a code issue caused by any of the fuses or any of the systems. So overall, lesson learned. That's certainly what I'm going to do in the future on my own accord. Just disconnect, reset, and see what it does. See if that works and fixes the problem in the future. And highly recommend, doesn't have to be this one, but any one. Get yourself a King Chrome or any other code reader. Very handy to have, so it gives you that kind of bit of an insight to what the issues may be with your engine when you're stuck out in the middle of nowhere, as we were. And I'll call Halls Creek in the middle of nowhere because it basically is. So overall, it was a good outcome at the end in terms of us getting back on the road. So we'll see you on the next one. Take care.